So your PlayStation's screwed up and you want to know how to fix it. Right here on Stu's channel.
Alright, now I hope I'm getting this all on tape. I'm using my hat camera to do this thing. I got a little 2x4. I'm going to take my PlayStation motherboard, like so, and I'm going to put it on the end here. You see, these things poke up. You can't set this on a flat surface, so you find a piece of wood, stick it in about the middle area, like so. So it's like this, and set it down. Try to make it as flat as possible. Does it have to be perfect? The answer is no. It is not absolutely critical. The next thing you're going to need is a heat gun. That baby better get hot. It better be a very hot heat gun. This is a Paladin Tools heat gun. I got it from Harbor Freight. I max it out and I put it on to high. So when I turn it on, it's on high. I'll let it warm up. You can see it. It's going to get hot here. And let it warm up. Now, if you have any rubber pieces that are on these chips, take them and remove them. We're going to start off with this guy right here. You're going to want to take your gun and you're going to count to 20 like this, about an inch off of the surface and continually moving it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Go over the top of this square here, the thing you cleaned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This next set of chips, that's where you're going. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's good and hot. Now on to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Turn your gun off and let this thing sit for about 15 minutes. Literally 15. Don't screw with anything. Don't bump it. Don't do anything. Let it sit in peace. Get your sister out of the room. Get your brother out of the room. Don't let mom come in and clean right now. Just get everybody out and let that thing be. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. Alright, welcome back. Now this thing is totally cool. You should be able to hold your hand over the top of this thing if it's cool, and it should be cool. You should feel no radiating heat coming from this thing. Now you notice I took this piece off, We're going to leave that off until everything's cooled off. So right now, gently flip your board over so you're on the other side. And set it down so that the two big squares are setting down directly on the wood. You'll notice that there are two great big squares of all of this stuff, all these little components on here. On either side you'll see these squares and these chips. This is obviously the back side of the thing we heated up. We're going to heat this side up too. We're going to do it the same way. We're going to start here, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, in the same fashion that we did the last time, 20 seconds at a time. There's really no need for me to bore the living daylights out of you by having you watch that. So I'll be back when this is done. Alright, this is cooled down. Go ahead and flip this thing gently back over and put it in the same position that it was when you started this side, so that the prongs are hanging off the end there and this is flat. Okay, a note here. There are so many different ways of putting on heatsink compound. It's ridiculous. The three ways, which one of them started way back in the day, is to put a line on here and draw a credit card across, like you're doing a gasket of a car or something like that. It's not that good. It isn't that effective. The more effective way is the same way you would do with a computer. Either a blob here in the middle, you know, or an X, something like that. This time I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a blob. We're going to see if I've got enough of this heatsink compound right now. I'm just going to put a blob right in the middle. Big blob, like so. And then a big blob over here. And at this second, I've run out of this little tube, which really sucks, because now I'm going to do something unorthodox. I'm going to mix two styles. I know, this is bad, of heatsink compound. I'm going to actually create some gray now. Oops! We might not be creating anything at this particular second. Okay, I'm out of heatsink compound. Now I have to resort to another trick. If I'm out and I need that stuff on there and I want it fixed today, now, and I found myself out of heatsink compound, I'm going to do it the old school way. I'm going to get like a credit card of some sort. I'm going to draw some onto here, like so, and I will have enough. I'm going to draw it on here so that it's like this. Try not to touch the board. And why am I out of heatsink compound, you ask? Well, I fixed somebody else's PlayStation recently, and I got low. I haven't been back to the electronics store. Will this work? You will see when I'm finished. You see how nice this is? This covers the whole board. This is not the recommended way. The recommended way is to put your blob in the middle and let the other surface squish it. Right here, this is a pretty thick coat. You'll see I have a lot left over on this one. So I'm going to use the excess on this one right here. And also you don't want to touch this one while you're doing it. So just move it around so you don't. By the way, this stuff's really messy. Get it on your clothes, it's a monster to get off. And let me get some of this off my finger here. Otherwise, I'm going to do exactly what I'm saying you shouldn't be doing. You big hypocrite. Yeah. Okay. And you don't want any on your board. So I've still got my excess here. I'm going to lay this stuff down, flattening it out nice, and I'm going to try to get it on here kind of thick. I'm going to put this only on one surface. I'm not putting this on the fan side. You see that? It's on. We're done. I've wasted some compound right there. That's it. If you want to put it on the other side with your credit card onto the fan, can you get away with it? Yes. The preferred method is to put a big X or a blob in the middle and let the fan itself, the fan's sink unit, squish it down into a flat film. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. We're going to wipe this one off, and then I'm going to continue on with showing you how to reassemble this thing. So just take a note, if you are low on your heatsink compound and you're not waiting a day, you'd rather just get on PlayStation right now. You want to get it back together. Maybe it's going to work for 30 days. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. If I have to take this apart in 30 days, whoop-de-doo. I'll come back and do the blob method. That'll give me time to A, play my PlayStation, and B, go get some more of this. I use the Arctic Silver. I prefer the gray tubes. You might as well get a larger tube. Those are going in the trash. Okay, next item. You see this thing you took off with the big squares right here? By the way, there's these little pieces right here. If they come off, if one of these comes off and you're like, where in that, what the heck is that from? Because these things will pop off, like this one. If this thing comes off, it's going to look like this, and you're going to be wondering, oh my God, where does it go? It goes on this little flange, and these inner pieces that look like a little flower, that is on the inside. It just clips on just like that. This thing's going to go on just like you took it off. Remember this end here? Remember this? My voice is screwed up. I have a cold. You see this side here? Remember this? You had this side, and you had these. You're going to want to match these up like this. Match it up and sort of hinge it on there like so. It's going to fit like this, and you're going to see that those two pieces poking through. In a second, we're not going to need our wood anymore. Remember this battery. This battery right here. This has got to go back on right now. It has to be reconnected. You'll notice that there are 2 holes, and there are 4 pins. There's 2 that it rests on in the front and a set that it goes onto. So if you stick this in here, it should be pretty obvious how it goes on. And it just sticks in like this. 2 pins guide it and 2 pins fasten onto it. So you have your piece that's on like this. Now, the next item you're going to do, next thing you're going to do, you're going to flip it over. You're going to set it on the end here like this, because this piece is over here on the end. Doesn't sit very flat. Does it have to be critically flat? No, but you want to keep this as nice and you know, so it doesn't fall. You see these pieces right here? This is the hinge spot for these. You're going to want to hinge these things on here like this. Hinge them on. Make sure that those go on. Push a little forward. Bowl out of the way. You see this? If you've left your ribbons on, make sure that you're gentle with these. This one's going to go through this slot, and this one's going to come through here. So I'm going to start this one, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to get this one just gently going through. Make sure that you don't bind these up underneath this metal piece.